Yeah, I mean, I suppose, now it's been obviously fabled around the county, and the game itself nationally won a lot of credits for the quality of the football and the quality of the scores that were taken. I think we scored 210 out of 211. Some of them fantastic scores got in Croke Park from the players, and Ballymun of course played their part in that. And I think, going around the county in the last month, it seems to have given everybody a lift. We were down in Dominic's obviously yesterday, and we've been around to other clubs as well throughout the county, and they all seem to have taken a fillip from it. So it means a lot to us in our own local area. It's charting the way forward for youngsters, which is all about going forward. And I think it gives youngsters around the county a good vibe that teams in Roscommon can be successful on a national stage. We were lucky in the town to have the great JP Doc Callahan and the magnificent Larry Cummins, and we would have heard stories obviously of Jimmy Murray and all the great players that played before us. But I suppose in Castlereagh we had our own great players as well, with Mickey Frayne and Harry Keegan, Jimmy Finnegan, John O'Callaghan, too many more to mention, who really showed the pathway for us when we were young, how to play for Roscommon, and all the success that they had and how it could be possible. And I suppose going to the 1980 All-Ireland was a huge occasion for us at the time. We were only, I think, 9 at the time, and I remember being on my father's shoulders up on the old canal end, and going wild with excitement after the first few minutes, and then obviously we didn't get the win. Well, I've been fortunate, I suppose. I've played with a lot of good players and played against some great players. But if you look at even the Club All-Ireland final, I think Seán Kilbride, Frankie Dolan and Curran Mannion gave 3 magnificent displays from club players, and they're also inter-county players. I think individually, if you were to look at it, I really do like Stephen O'Neill from Tyrone. I think he's a super player. The Gooch obviously is brilliant, and Bernard Brogan seems to be probably more individualistic than the rest of them, but those 3 stand out, with probably the Gooch being the top player. Well, if you were to go on league form, I suppose you can't look any further than Dublin, maybe Tyrone. Donegal will be there, but I think an outside chance. I think if Cork can get their act together and get their best players on the pitch, I think they're the best team in the country, if they can get it together. Outside of that, I think you're looking at maybe those 4 teams to see who's going to win it. But I think Cork will come out on top.
He comes from that great dramatic tradition of out-of-your-box crazy goalkeepers. And he could save a penalty and score a 45, but at the same time he'd be just as happy to ride a bull into a church. And he could do all those things in the space of 2 hours. He was gangbusters.
Well, to be fair, Chris must have been short on heroes when he was young, but anyhow, apart from that, I'm still searching for the bull to ride into the church. And when I do, we'll put a halter on him, and we will get a church. Should we get a priest that will allow us into the church? I think Seán Browne may have one, and if we can do that, we'll try and facilitate that madness. Yes, and I will, and that time will come when the time is right, and I have no doubt that in my lifetime Sam Maguire will come to the county. There's no doubt about that. Who brings it or who doesn't bring it is not that important, but somewhere along the line I will have a cut at it, and I think when I do, we'll come very close, if not to winning it. There's no doubt about it now that financial issues are to the fore, and the importance that finance and commercialisation of the games play a part in how successful any county can be going forward, and in particular at underage level, where you need to put in a lot of resources. And in that regard, I think we need to internationalise our abilities to be able to fundraise. I know that we've got on the local stage and the national stage, we've got golf days out, we've got race days out, we've got Roscommon draws, but any opportunity there is to connect with the the Roscommon diaspora worldwide, and that's from Azerbaijan to Afghanistan, from America to Australia, from Newfoundland to Greenland, etc., 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 should be grasped. And there's a lot of goodwill out there. There's a lot of good things going on in Roscommon GAA. There's a lot of very positive people. There's a lot of very good energy, and what you need to drive that is finance, and that finance to be used in the right way going forward with our youth, and also in the preparation of our team.